Evidence that has been publicly reported certainly suggests that the root cause of many of these terrorist attacks are not related to some of the actions the president is bringing forward. It has been some part of our policy debate that we look at costs and benefits as we make major decisions on issues of anything that's regulatory. And I would argue that perhaps on this circumstance, we've got the balance wrong. The costs to the economy are far greater than the benefits, the added benefits to security for this shift in how we handle immigration procedures. This doesn't mean that we're not vetting people. It just is a complete shift in how we vet people. And our default model actually has been reasonably sound in its approach.
Aneesh, can you just elaborate on that point about the cost to business and the economy? Because a number of studies have looked at these particular 7 countries in question, and it's not a huge source of talent for Silicon Valley versus, say, the stand they're taking against this, more than 100 companies. So is this really a threat to business, or do you think it's more of a stand on principles?
Well, let me be very clear. The executive order makes it explicit that they may look beyond these very 7 countries. It sets the precedent with these 7 and it has explicit instructions to the team to look anywhere under any circumstance. And so the problem is not just the 7 countries, although they're not insignificant. The problem is the uncertainty this means for the broader, if you're recruiting someone today to be a chief data scientist at one of your companies, given this level of uncertainty, what confidence do you have, regardless of which country they're from around the world, that they can actually bring their families and move here? I think this is going to have a terrible effect on recruiting and an incredibly terrible effect for our long-term economic dynamism, because more research and development centers of excellence will likely locate outside of the country in this period of uncertainty. You have to. You got to take the talent that's out there and apply the best talent to the problems. And if you can't bring the talent here, you're going to have to invest elsewhere and locate those talent centers elsewhere. And that's terrible for the country.
Mr. Ambassador, on Aneesh's point, we know Canada has essentially doubled down on welcoming immigrants. I noticed today the Chinese foreign minister is in Australia, ostensibly try to take advantage of the rift in short-term relations between the president and the prime minister there. Is it possible other countries really use this as leverage and attempt to grab talent away from us?
Sure they will, and already we're hearing from many students under our auspices studying here in the U.S., who, by the way, are U.S. government funded, that they're very worried about their status. They're afraid to go out of the country for fear they won't be allowed back in, and it's starting to have a chilling effect on people applying for these prestigious scholarship programs. If I could go a little just slightly off the question, Syria is one of the countries, of course, that has been targeted. I was the former U.S. ambassador to Syria. I doubt many of your viewers know that we have about 6,000 Syrian doctors practicing medicine in this country who were born in Syria, got their medical degrees in Syria, and then came here on medical residencies, and often work in areas where there are very few doctors serving the communities. And so we never talk about the lives that are saved by these people.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.